Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to Trade Academy. A little afternoon show here for you guys. Market's pumping this morning, getting a little bit of a pullback right now on Bitcoin, almost up to that platinum pocket that we talked about on the price action this morning on the morning market report. Guys, we're looking at that right now, looking at the crypto bubbles on the daily, still holding green for us right now as we speak. However, pause for effect, guys. Look at the hourly. It is a sea of blood. Of course, that's nothing new for Caspa here today. You guys can see Caspa right there, down 4.1%. Put it on the daily. Oh, it's still the only damn red one here, except for Ray over here. But, you know, it's Caspa, Retro Mike Tech. Dude, garbage. I know. You were right. You were right about Caspa. I'm glad I listened to you. I got out of it, went into some Bitcoin with it. Bitcoin's definitely outperforming. Looking at the market cap here, guys, on the daily, Bitcoin up 4.1%, Ethereum up 4.4%, Solana holding about 1.4%, but Doge up 7.6%. Guys, we're going to be looking at the charts and a whole lot more right here today, guys, on Trade Academy. Let's get it. Classes in session. Let's go. All right. Hey, look, I got the studio set up back. I got Piper Bowl. Look, it's Piper Bowl there for you guys. So got Piper Bowl in the house. Don't know. We'll see if they get some support. If we don't get the support, I may have to switch over and go to Piper Bear again. They're both there. They're both here for us. Whatever we need, we're going to have these guys here every day. But right now, we're going to stick with the bull. I'm feeling bullish. We're going to stick with the bulls. And we're going to talk about that. Let's go ahead and bring up my co-host, though, of Trade Academy today, guys. Let's go. OC guy in the house. What's up? How you doing, homie?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm doing great. I mean, I'm pretty excited for the pump and dump that we're having. I mean, it's a very much well-deserved retracement, right? It's not such a big deal. Still, we're going to get that possible re-entry point if we can hold a couple of big supports. And I think that we could be start looking at those. But other than that, whatever animal you see there smoking, my friend, I want a piece of it.
Nice. Yeah, they all got pipes. They all got pipes, bro. Let's go here into the chat. Let's check it out and see who we got in the chat today. Right off the bat, Alexander G, best mod in the business, coming in saying, hey, Piper and OC, have a great stream. Max H saying, I love seeing my Tuesday alarm for 3 p.m. go off because it's FD and Piper time. No FD. FD has life happens, and so OC has picked up the slot for FD White here. I like the hat. Make money great again. There you go. So there's the hat that I'm wearing today. A little Bitcoin love for you. Make money great again. Hashtag make money great again from Alexander G. What's up from JR Block? Welcome to the show. Massey33 in the house. We got Falco in here. Got to get the hand. Falco in the house. Piper from French Toaster there. Nice hat. Appreciate you, man. Who else we got in here? You know who's not in here? We don't have Buck in the chat, and I don't know what is up with Buck. He's been all over the Discord and very active, but show up here on this live stream and no Buck. Oh, maybe that's why. Dude, what is up, Buck? Welcome to Trade Academy and welcome to the studio.
Thanks for having me, fellas.
Short and sweet. I love it. So yeah, we got Buck here with us today, hanging out. We were doing some helium miner setup and stuff. He's here in El Paso at the studio. So he's just hanging out here in the studio and watching these trade setups. Let's go ahead though, OC. Let's talk about a couple of things because we did have some data that came in this afternoon, and it actually caused a little bit more of a pump. It came in this morning about 8 a.m. my time, so right around that JOLTS job opening. And I actually think that despite the jobs being bad, this was the data that actually got the markets moving today. Let's jump over to that and let's talk about it. So guys, we had CB consumer confidence, and this data had not fully loaded this morning when JOLTS job openings came in. As we talked about this morning on that, the JOLTS job openings came in abysmal. A lot of retracement there, very, very weak on the labor side. But CB consumer confidence came in, was expected to be 99.5 to 98.5, came in at 108.7 after getting a revision. That's what that little R is right there. There was a revision on that 99.2. So I think that's actually what caused it to move. People said, look, there's some sentiment going on in the market right now. I should be bullish on my stock. So I think that's what happened there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the market cap. I want to take a look at all that. Market cap sitting at 2.5 trillion right now, up 3.95% still. Volume was up over 60% this morning. We are seeing a little retracement pullback on the volume right now, and that Bitcoin dominance, that's not correct. It's in the 60s, guys, or at least it was. We're going to take a look at that too. Pro news. Did I have something on this? No, it was here. The October labor market report, the most consequential in recent history, that's what came out this morning. October 2024 labor market report could significantly influence the tight 2024 election on November 5th, with a weak report favoring Trump and a strong report favoring Harris. What are they talking about exactly? That's going to be Friday, November 1st. We're going to get non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate data for October coming in. Right now, it is expected that unemployment could be 0.1% higher. If we get any revisions off of the data from last month, when I said that data didn't look right, something wrong with it, yet we dug into it. There is definitely something amiss about that previous labor data. We could get a higher than 4.2 print of unemployment on Friday this week, guys. So we're going to be watching that closely. And you can see the non-farm payrolls was at 254. If we get a revision on that one to the downside, and then we get these numbers that come in even worse than what they already are in comparison, we could be looking at a very nasty report. But there is a silver lining to that, guys. A weak report on Friday would favor Trump for the elections on the 5th, 4 days later. So that's on Friday. Tuesday's the election day. So another strong labor market report like in September could force the Fed to pause the easing cycle and burst the S&P 500 bubble. Guys, I don't think you all realize just how tight everything is right now with these job numbers that are coming out, and what we're going to be seeing on those numbers will be everything for the market sentiment, for elections, all hinged on this one report that is coming up here in just a few short days. So OC, let's go ahead and jump over to the Bitcoin charts. I want you to come in and talk about it for after I get done here. I'm going to do a little layup, and then I'm going to talk about the heat map, and then I would like you to show the people what you're watching on your charts right now. Let's do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's jump over here to my chart. So you guys know this chart. You know it well. You love it. You hate it. It is my master chart here on Bitcoin. And guys, I talked about this trade range. I've been talking about this trade range since back here in really like April, May time period, and said, as long as we can close candles inside of my box, we're going to be good. We're just going to let it run. What I didn't want is a rejection on the top of my box, almost to the dollar. Right there, we got a perfect rejection right off the top of the box there here on the daily right now. And what I'm watching is what is happening with that price action, that pullback almost coming in right there on my 887. So let's jump over to the heat map and let's talk about that, because this morning we talked about that $72,200 range was a big area of liquidity, and that was where we were going to be watching for the price to move. And lo and behold, there it is, guys. There's a little bit above it of about $128 million, 128.2 to be exact, million dollars sitting right above, and that's at 73,971. That would be the previous, in line with the previous high that we had back before in March. So that's the line that I'm watching there, and I'm looking at a yearly here. So there's not much above it. I mean, you got other areas here. Let's talk about that for a second. We got other areas here. You can see there's 86 million there. There's 89 million there. All the way up, there's just massive amounts of money sitting all the way up to about $91,000 Bitcoin on the liquidity chart. If you look below us, we don't really get into any good price until about 48,600. And I don't think that's going to happen based on where the 786 is on my chart. If we look at that and we bring that in on my master chart, guys, bringing this all the way down would be $55,000 Bitcoin. that would not put us, we would either have to break the 786, which I don't think is likely at this point, or we're just not going to worry about the liquidity that's down here, and they're going to hunt this liquidity to higher. So looking at this with the pullback, I have to assume that we're going to look for support. We're going to get bounces to the upside, and that upside movement is going to be where the price goes so that the makers can pick up that liquidity. OC, let's go take a look at your chart and see what you're seeing on there, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about it.
Absolutely. Let's talk about a little bit of about legacy, right? If you remember, we've been talking about this trend line for a long, long time. And also I've been talking about it and explaining how am I going to be trading that trend line. One of those was my roof head analysis and then aiming for a breakout. Yesterday in the chart prime class, I mentioned whenever it broke this area and I hit an alert, I'm going to be jumping in. I was distracted. I did not jump in, which is fine. Also, we were talking about a little bit of a FOMO that was happening at these areas around in the morning. And I was expecting to have a little bit of a breakout, right? So, or at least of a pause. Seems like we're going to hit the previous all-time high, just like we had, just like Piper had on its on the thumbnail of today's video. This is important. Guys, right now, for me, taking lows like here, like 59, 57, even half of this point, 55, 53, they're basically out of the window. I mean, a breakout like this, it is worth taking a look at. And remember that we've been talking about this since we were talking about this formation where at the median of any pattern, right? And what was the median that we were talking about? This median. When do we have the breakout and retest of that pattern? We were talking about that since Monday, 16th of September 2024, right? So look at that beautiful breakout retest, keep continuing. And now we have the big body breakout that we were hoping for, right? What is the next area to be taken? All-time highs. Have we taken it? Barely. The next thing that I want to do, it is as always, it's not about the breakout, it's about the retest or at least a retracement, guys, right? And then off we go with strength up to the right. That's what I've been looking at. I mean, for me, it's time to start removing these legacy drawings because basically they are being fulfilled already. Took a little bit of time. I'm not gonna lie, but at the end, I think we nailed it. This doesn't matter. This doesn't mean that there's still the chance. All right. This doesn't mean that we cannot come back down, close below here, and maybe create a head and shoulders like this. Right now, that will be the enemy to start forming. But I think at this point, we just should be looking for retracement areas. The first retracement areas are going to be my previous highs. For example, here, let me mark this one here. And finally, this one right here. But since this last one, it is already within my previous trend line, this one, I'm just going to leave it as is at this point. Just going to clean this up. And just for reference, entry areas, I'm looking somewhere around 71,662 and then 69,644. Important and key, guys. This is just not about the price action. You need to, at least I need to, an oscillator that gives me or leads the way. Let's go to the prime oscillator. Let me click OK. And the matchup data that I want to see here, it's going to be flip of the ribbon. All right, let me explain a little bit more. I know this is a little bit spaghetti, but let's just zoom in right here. We already have what I call an absorption zone up here, which is a big wick, right? Same thing happens when it's the other way around. Look at that big wick, movement to the upside. Big wick, movement to the upside, right? Big wick, movement to the downside. So I am expecting, there we go, a flip of the ribbon. And then first area to look for, it's going to be at the cloud mashing up. And the next one at the end of the cloud, or which is going to be the same thing or almost exactly the same place right here at the zero line at the bottom of the red area. That's what I want to see. I want to see, guys, and let me mark this very important area. I want to see this flip of the ribbon above the zero line at a whatever price action support we get. So I'm going to be patient, and whenever I start seeing the oscillator coming to a flip of the ribbon, I'm going to be aiming for here, here, or here, whatever it is the closest support to be taken. So that's what I got, Piper. Getting ready for that 500,000 Bitcoin that we predicted a long time ago.
Let's go. Let's go. 500,000 Bitcoin. Let's go. I love it. That's great. So Buck, you're a trader in the community. You trade all the time in there. You're DJing. I love it. What do you look for on these charts when you see these pullbacks like this on Bitcoin? What are you looking at? Because you look at smaller time frames, correct? I mean, that's what you trade. So what are you actually looking for on your charts, and how do you approach your trades with this when you see Bitcoin do pullbacks like this?
So first, I try to use the level of supports that I think are going to support themselves on the daily and the 4 hour. And then I like to rotate to where I'm looking at a 3 minute or a 1 minute chart with just the oscillator going. Once I see all green across the board, the 3 minute turns to green, the one will start bouncing a little bit, the 15 minutes getting set on green. As soon as it goes all green, I know it's getting ready to pop. Or if it goes all red, I know it's getting ready to pop the other way. And then I look for my entry point on the 1 minute on Blowfin and try to find the best spot. Sometimes I miss and I have to chase a little bit. Sometimes I have FOMO, and it is what it is.
Chasing trades, one of the first things I told you never to do, and you're still doing it. I love it. You're a dirty DJ, and we're proud to have you in the community, Buck. So, OC, let's jump over here. Let's take a look at Bitcoin dominance. Alexandra G reminded me that I talked about it and I didn't show. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about this beautiful dominance here on Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is now at over 60%, guys. I'm actually watching for the golden pocket here. It's coming in at about 60.34%. But honestly, if I really wanted to talk about where Bitcoin dominance could get to, and you guys are going to think I'm crazy on this, but if you take a look at this nice running long trend line here that we had going on Bitcoin, you can see it there. Let me turn off the moving averages so you can just see the trend line. It goes pretty well all the way back here to, looking at this. And you can see the trend line of support all the way up. Let's talk about what we're seeing here on this on the daily. Let's go to that. Can we get that in line? There we go. Perfect. Yeah, you can see what right there, it bottomed out, and then we have a trend line lifting it all the way up. We are beneath it right now. That trend line in the next week, looking at like November 5th, November 4th, would put Bitcoin easily at like 62, 63%, guys. But I want to point out, Bitcoin can definitely reach all the way up to the platinum pocket at 65, 66% here. And once that starts to finally turn down, that's when we're going to see alt season kick off. But we've had some alts moving today, OC. Like, for example, I'm looking here and Sui just absolutely crushing it, 11.6% to the upside. And then, with some other ones like Doge is up 5%. Let's jump over here to the bubbles and let's go into the charts and just see where these prices are at currently on here. And then let's come back and OC have some alts ready to go so that we can look at some alts setups today. Crypto Chef was gifted a membership by the OC guy. OC guy gifting some memberships there. Shout out to you, OC. Much love, man. Much love. Love it. Let's go. Bitcoin's currently sitting at about 72,144. Ethereum is at $2,600, up 4.2% there. Big movers, though, guys. Solana's at 177. It's up less than 1% for the day. We've had a 1.1% pullback in the past hour right now. XRP being a good little stable coin, sitting at about 1.2% up, down 7% in the past hour here. Toncoin, all these like less than 1%. Cardano, though, Cardano's up 2.5% on the daily still. It's about 35 cents. We got Avalanche slipping one spot on the market cap there, up 1.8%. But Bitcoin Cash, I said Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Satoshi version, BSV, would both probably do well with Bitcoin pumping like this, and that's what we're seeing there. Chainlink is up 4.4% at $11.50. But look, Sui moving up 4 positions to number 18, up 16.9% on the daily, only getting a 1.6% pullback here in comparison to that. Not a whole lot of sell-off there. And then where is Caspa? Look at Caspa losing 3 spots down to number 31, down 6.2%. We're going to have to take a look at that. I called 10 cents target on this. It's currently at 11.1 cents. So I am watching to see that Caspa does get a pullback to that 10 cent mark. Yeah, I think that's it on there. Let's go ahead and jump over back to the Trio Cam. OC, what do you got for some altcoins right now that you're watching? And what are the support levels? How are you trading? How are you looking at your trades, I should say, going into this pullback that we're getting on Bitcoin right now?
Absolutely. So first of all, let's just take a look at a couple of things that have been ringed. Username, brother, what's up, my friend? I'm gonna throw a couple of other things here. Hopefully you catch this ones. All right. So we just gotta learn from Dash. Let's take a look at Dash at this point, and we'll see what's going on here. So remember that today in the morning I was talking about a possible retracement right here, but also the possibility to make a goose head at these areas. Here's the important thing. Let me start throwing in my indicators so we can start looking for that support. You see that support right now? There we go. Right here, two supports, daily and 4 hours right there, combined in the same area. That usually is for a good area to retrace, right? We are going for the retracement. We just hit one of the alerts. So remember, it is not about the breakout. It's about the retest. I'm looking for a possibility to start making that comeback, all right? What am I trying to catch in here? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to do something like this, all right? And this is because look at the push that we had all the way to the dynamic reactor, and we made it across the zero line here, right? Important. Very, very, very important. It's going to be the flip of the ribbon right here. The same thing that I told you guys I will be waiting for Bitcoin to do, right? Same thing is going to be playing out in here. So maybe not all the way to the zero line, but maybe at the green area of the clouds here in my area of entry or support, it's going to be at 2258. 2258 area of entry. Let me mark that with, there we go, with an alert. But guys, remember, it's just not about where am I going to be entering specifically. It is going to be the price action along with the flip of the ribbon. What kind of flip of the ribbon? Maybe even a short one like that, all right? So just be patient. Look for that area of support. Also, another important thing, it is that area that we're going to be bouncing from, it is a retail area. And I can tell that because usually in the past, we have ranged in that area, right? But also not gone too much or too pumpy out of those areas. And kind of like we see it fighting around those zones. So just be careful because we could be getting into a little bit of a range. If that is the case, remember, set your stop loss. That is out of the question. Your stop loss will be somewhere around 22.21 to avoid a breakout retest and then further continue to trade downside. But I'm pretty stoked. I'm pretty hopeful that we hold the zero line on the oscillator and we make a beautiful run to the upside because the next target will be 2392 TP number 1 for a breakout retest. Re-enter if this is too late for you, if this was too late for you, and then the next one will be 2515. So it's looking juicy at this point as long as we hold the 22.6 mark. That's what I got on Dash Viper. But just so you know, I keep throwing memberships to username, and he doesn't catch them. He kind of like, hey username, there you go, and he looks the other way, and the membership just goes fly by there.
That's his life story. It's his life story.
Oh, yes.
Username. We love you, man. All right, let's jump over to my chart. I'm taking a look at Chainlink here. We got a little Chainlink action, guys. This is my little area that I was saying, watch all of this range here. This is my box that I've had on here. What's it from? It's from this nice little volume node back here on the fixed range volume profile dating all the way back to September of 2023. So it's over a year old. This has been our consolidation area very nicely. Looking today, I'm on a 4-hour chart right now. You can see our pullback was right here on this. This might even be a new range. If you guys don't know, Chainlink likes to trade in these little ranges here. So you had this one range here where it did all of its trading. You had another range here over a year where it did all of its trading in between these little yellow boxes here. Right now, this has kind of been our little range that we're in. It's sitting in between the top range here whoa, what are you doing there, sir? Draw. Thank you. In between the top range and this bottom range, it's just kind of inside of this. It did a little hybrid between the upper and lower ranges there. And right now, today on the 4-hour, we got a perfect rejection right there off the top of my box that's coming in right around $11.67. I'm going to be watching for it to come back down. And here's why. If it pulls back off of this level and comes back down to the bottom of the box, guys, that's where the value area low is. This has been our previous support range here a lot. So that's going to be the first one. When we talk about looking for support on entries for longs, the first one, $10.41, $10.42, somewhere in that ballpark. The reason that I also think that we're going to see a pullback like that, guys, we did get a downtrend, hidden bearish divergence, where ribbon is starting to come down, true 7's coming down. And if you can see, I think I can get this into focus for you, just so you can tell what I'm talking about here. Right there. There is a little speck of red on the money flow index starting to go back to the red again. Look at the last time that we had this. Let me bring that back down. Last time we had that decent little pullback there on that red area of the money flow index again. So that area right here is that area where we came back into this price line. So if it doesn't come all the way to the bottom of the box in the value area low, that's coming in at about 1075. Maybe do a little split entry. One point at 1075, the other one there at about 1042, and that should give you a decent bounce area for some long movement. Of course, guys, it's all going to really depend at the end of the day on what happens this Friday with those job numbers. Job numbers, macroeconomy vote is going to trump all, and no matter what we're seeing on the charts, that's what we're going to have to go off of. So watching those closely and watching this chart closely for those support ranges. Let's go on the power of Chart Prime, and we'll show you a little bit of hopium here. Right now, we're getting our retest on this indicator. This is called the quantum reactor on 4-hour, very powerful indicator for moving averages. It is getting a decent retest here. So this might actually hold for it and get it back moving to the upside. Let's see if we got anything on Market Dynamics Pros that we need to be watching. Market Dynamics Pro is not giving us any chart patterns of any type. Looks like we already had one here. That breakout target on this, let me put that as a smart target. I want a smart target, not a measured move, sir. Thank you. We'll come back here and measured smart. What's the smart target on this? Smart target was hit right here, guys, at about $11.90 several days ago. So that's what I'm seeing there on that. Moving average ribbons, we are above the 50-day and the 100-day. So if we do pull back, look for some support also around 1127. So that key thing today, guys, got to watch for the support areas to see what we're getting. As of right now, and this is a little worrisome if I'm looking at Chainlink from an unbiased perspective, we are beneath this pink range here on the 3D trend. That's a new chart prime indicator coming out, and getting beneath that and staying under it with a rejection here, retest, could mean more downside also, just like we had there. So guys, keep an eye on all this stuff. Keep an eye on these levels. If you're looking at getting into longs, you need to watch for those long entries, and that's all going to be on support. So Marshall Law, shout out to you, bro. Seasoned trader, first-time viewer. Hope everyone is crushing this market. Man, welcome to Trade Academy. This is the Piper Academy Network, and we got a lot of shows on here. There's like 4 different types of shows. Trade Academy, Morning Market Report, Pre-Market Open, Crypto Nightcap. Here soon, we got Mad coming at you. That is going to be Markets After Dark with Lunar Beach Crypto. That's 5 different shows of content. So welcome to the Piper Academy. We welcome you with open arms, man. Glad to have you here. OC, let's go ahead and see what you're seeing on the charts. But first, I want to jump over to Buck. Buck, Chainlink, that's one of your big favorite trades, right? Like, we know this. What are you watching on that chart right now? You won't be able to pull it up. He don't have a screen share with that, guys, but he'll be able to talk about it. What levels are you watching on Chainlink, and what's your current situation with that trade?
So currently I'm looking for a possible short to jump into, and I'm looking for a bounce back off that dynamic reactor area somewhere around like 1150-ish. I don't know where it's going to hit. Once again, I'm sitting here watching my oscillator, and once I get red across the screen there, then I'll jump into my spot. But right now, I'm just looking to ride some shorts down to add back to my longs to make more money later.
Nice. Appreciate that. Username said 5 shows and not even 1 weekend show, not even Puppies Trading Crypto. Bro, Puppy, if I did Puppies Trading Crypto and just made a channel of just Puppies Trading Crypto, I'd have 1 million followers, dude, and 1.1 million views because people just want to watch the puppies. I know what's going on here. If I wanted to manipulate the the YouTube algo. I could, all with the power of my puppy. OC, let's jump over to your chart, see what you got, bro.
Absolutely. We have a very deceptive charting here that did actually got me by surprise. I don't want to share that with you guys. So usually when we have a trend line, look at that. By the way, automatic trend line plotting here by Chart Prime. Shout out to Chart Prime. Look at that. Beautiful. We usually see a breakout retest of that trend line, right? Let me Control C this and also hide my spaghetti. Usually when I see that breakout and then retest, I want to be that this breakout higher than the previous meaningful high. It wasn't. Usually that is a fake out, right? Even furthermore, if that retest, it is not on the trend line, but it is below it, right? Nonetheless, it seems like we were flipping up the ribbon, basically getting ready to dump. And then what happened? Bitcoin happened, right? So Bitcoin happened, the pump craze came in, and then we have that rush to the upside. We were looking at a 7264 alert on LTC, and right now what I'm going to be looking at, and let me just clear this up now, bring on my spaghetti, here we go, and then also clear this up. We are forming something like a broadening wedge. It's not yet a channel. For the channel to be it, I think we need another low for it to be defined, but at this point, this is the broadening wedge, or the broadening channel to the upside, right? So at this point, this is what I was expecting before the last pump of Bitcoin. Just slightly going above this one, right? Retracing for this support. Why is that a support? There we go. We can see it right here on the support area. I know it's not the line, but support area, and that is because we have meaningful price action here, 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 and here. So basically, I'm grabbing the meaningful price action and plot it across the charts in here, right? So, but now that we have this higher high, well, then I'm going to be adjusting this one and looking for my first possible bouncing area right here at 72.16, and then my next possible bouncing area at 71.25. Be careful if we reach the 71.18 right here or 25, because we could be going for a continuation to a downside, right? Also, for this to play out, for the bear scenario to play out, we need to break the zero line to a downside. If we do not break the zero line to a downside, that is fine. I think we're going to keep going forward, and then we will need to update this trend line, something like that. All right. Just be aware of that. But so far, I'm looking for this bounce to play out 70, somewhere around, where is it? Let me just give you the exact number here. 72.16-ish, right? At that point, as we have some either flip of the ribbon, early flip of the ribbon, or some goose head playing out in here. What kind of a goose head? This kind of a goose head. As you can see, a little bit of a retracement, goose head playing out, and then bam, going back up, all right? So a little bit of a goose head, retracement playing out, and then boom, going back to the top of that broadening wedge. So take a look at Litecoin. Could be surprising what we have to get from it. And just as a possibility, we're going to be looking at the previous high. That is a 5.43. I'll be using 10x on for this trade. So if I enter on that trade, that will be somewhere around 54. Let's call it 50 just to round things down, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to catch the very top. But as soon as I'm touching this trend line, man, I'm taking some profits there. So it looks juicy at this point, but we still need confirmation for the flip of the ribbon. Remember, flip of the ribbon at support, W entry. Turning it back to you guys.
Awesome. Shout out to Peter Gedion. I hope I didn't butcher that, man, but welcome. He said, we're going to 78K. Look at the hour too. It's interesting you said that, because we just talked about this at the beginning. I want to jump over here and show this again, just so you guys understand these levels. We've got a heat map here, and we were talking about that. There's not a lot of liquidity on the heat map below us. You have to go all the way down to about $48,000. And I don't think we're going to pull back that much unless something catastrophic happens with the economic data this week. Looking where we are right now, we talked this morning about coming up to hit $72,000 at market open this morning when we were looking at that. So that's where we headed to. That's where the liquidity is at. And if you look at the closest liquidity from where we're at, you got 73,364, and then liquidity goes really all the way up to about $90,000. So hitting $78,000, not going to be surprising for me at all, because the liquidity that is there to be grabbed is above us. It is closer to us. You don't go for the 100-meter target. You go for the 5-meter target. Easy food, right? That's what these market makers are going to look at, as the easy food there sitting right above us, not the far off food all the way down below us. Nobody wants to go down to $48,000 to eat when all they got to do is go up a few more $1,000s at a time. So I'm watching that closely, but looking here at the charts, looking right now at Bitcoin, guys, this is the level that I talked about this morning that I thought would be a little bit of a resistance. We're now retesting it as support right now as we speak. And that level is about 71,984. Where does this come from? Go back here. It was the previous tops here that we had on a double top back in June of this year and May of this year. And that is what we're retesting as support right now. So when I was talking about at the beginning of the show today, I said, guys, we really need to start looking for these pullback areas of support so that we can get into those long positions if you're not currently in one, or if you wanted to add a little bit into your play, you can add a little bit more margin into your long trade there. Guys, just so you know, the markets did close Dow down in the red. NASDAQ and the S&P both were up to the upside, and we are starting to see a little bit of pullback on the 10-year yield. You guys know I preach about this all the time. That 10-year yield is a good indicator on the market sentiment, and as of right now, it is starting to get a little bit of pullback. That means that the sentiment of the economy is a little more, a little better than what it was yesterday, because we were getting a pump on that. But yeah, Bitcoin right now getting a nice bounce at 71,984. Previous range of resistance now proved as support. Hopefully this 4-hour candle will prove that and retest it as a close there on top of it. So I want to jump over into Caspa, take a look at that. Guys, we were sitting down here about 10.8 cents this morning on Caspa. Actually, we were well above, but I said if we break this, look for 10-cent mark. That's what I'm watching, is the bottom of my box here. Where does this come from? Bring in the fixed range volume profile. It is the area here where price has been playing, and I just went with an average in the middle of the candle wicks. Nice psychological number, 10 cents. But right now, guys, if you look at what has happened here on Caspa, continuing to the downside after getting a nice rejection off of that long-term running trend line there. We had it as support. It is now resistance, retest, downside move. I'm going to be watching for a rejection at 11.2 cents here on Caspa. And if we come down and we lose 10 cents, guys, we're looking at 9.6 cents there on the phase 4 golden pocket. For the new guys that are in here right now, if you don't know what all of these phase golden pockets are, I ran a trend-based Fibonacci back when Bitcoin was sitting at about 3 to 4 cents. I was buying it back then, or excuse me, Bitcoin 3 to 4 cents. Love it. No, when Casper was about 3 to 4 cents, that's where we started buying in our community, and I ran this trend line up. That's what is now our resistance. But those extensions of the golden pockets are the 4.618, the 5.618, so on and so forth. They have played out extremely well over the history of Caspa here, and now we're going to be watching for that 10-cent mark psychological number, and then worst case scenario, that 4.618 as Caspa continues to dump there. Let's go ahead and jump back over to your chart, OC. We had a request for something here in the chat. I think it was Bonk, so maybe we can take a look at that, and then we'll wrap it up. I think we're about 45 minutes in. I try not to keep these too long, so let's jump over to your chart.
Absolutely. Guys, I want to give you a little bit of a warning here. We've been seeing this same pattern over and over and over. Remember, where we're bouncing off the dynamic reactor, but we still have a trend line to follow. So it's going to be the same, but be careful. I would not advise to jump in everything with the same pattern. I'm going to show you what would be a mistake to do, right? For example, right here, I would be saying that we are almost into a goose head, but we have a clean rejection. My possible entry will be right here at this area. But then, so I will, just so you know, I will be placing my alert right here. And then also, oh, slightly above. There we go, somewhere around there. And also, I'm going to be placing on my alert as I pierce through, because the next possibility is that we keep moving forward to the upside. Very close to my dynamic reactor, because I want to see do an analysis once again, once we're piercing through, to see if we can still hold it, all right, above the zero line. This is the mistake, guys. For example, let's just say that for this week, I have an allocation of a total, I don't know, 6%, so 2 altcoins, right? In that case, guys, I will be looking for for one bullish and for one bearish, but I need perfect charts, right? For example, let me give you an example right here. We are talking about at this point, where is it? Come on. We are on TRB. If I click here, all right, perfect. And I take a look at Arbitrum, it's not TRB. Look at that. It's basically exactly the same, right? I mean, of course, the trend line is not as precise as the other one, but based on the structure, that's what I'm going to be looking for, TRB and not Arbitrum. Why? Because the structure on Arbitrum is not as cool as on the TRB. So if I long, let's just say that I long in both of cases scenarios here, and then one breaks to the downside, guess what's going to happen to the other one? Most likely the other one will also break to the downside. All right. So I'm going to get a double loss or double stop out instead of a equilibrium. So that's why I'm looking, instead of jumping in everything that has the same pattern, I'm going to be looking for the one that has a better structure, right? That being said, I'm not going to be jumping in an Arbitrum, but I will be taking a look and jumping into TRB. The next thing that I want to look for, it is, let's just call it something that is bullish, that is above the zero line, and maybe that has a beautiful structure here, or very bearish that have a huge area of portion at the top, and we're breaking through the zero line, right? You see what I'm going in here? I don't want everything of the same. Like Piper mentioned, if you put all your eggs in the basket, in the same basket, if you drop that basket, you're eggless, right? But if you diversify even structure wise, well, then you have it's something that's structured to save you from maybe a dump or a pump, or in the best case scenario, they both, one moves up and the other one moves down, and you make money on both case scenario, right? The importance of a beautiful price action that is kind of like a book like, all right? So basically, perfect. So other than that, that's what I'm looking on TRB. TRB, I'm going to be trying to take that trade, but I will be skipping Arbitrum. Turning it back to you guys.
All right, let's knock out Bonk here. Let me look through the chat real fast. I thought Marathon Mining Caspa was going to be great. Yep, a lot of people did. I got out at 17 cents, and I'm glad I did. Put it all into Bitcoin. It has greatly outperformed my Caspa as it's dropped. So, Josh from the Trading Fraternity created a token called E. coli. Have you seen that? I have not. I'll have to look that up sometime. What's the most realistic pullback level where I can FOMO win the rest of my dry powder in all of these coins? That's dependent upon Friday data, bro. I will never, ever be all in. Be patient, react, don't predict exactly. Just have some patience. Just breathe. Just breathe and always keep dry powder, man. You never know what the markets are going to do. You have no way to tell what stupid policy is going to come out of DC next. You have no way to know what's going to happen with Iran and Israel. Like, always keep dry powder. There's no reason to ever be all in because you don't know what's coming next. So, yeah, let's look over here at Bonk. We had a request for that. Let's jump into that, and then we'll wrap it up. All right, looking here, guys, we did get a rejection here at about 0.00002 cents there on Bonk, and I am watching for something here. We have this dash line running across there. What is that dash line? That's my point of control running off this fixed range volume profile. We do have pretty much, if it loses this level, just a slope. Just think of it like a mountain. You're just going to ski down the side back to your next level of support, which is going to be coming in where? About where we are right now. So just bring that in and take a look there. Yep, that's about where we are right now. So we're at a pretty good point of support. Now, could we come down further, hit this daily close here? Absolutely, we could. However, what I want to point out is while we do have on the oscillator the ribbon turning red, the true 7 starting to come down, I want you to look here at the money flow and the volume and what's going on. Volume on the 4 hour starting to come up. Money flow bottomed out and is starting to come back up too. Even if we go over and take a look at the daily and see what the daily is looking like, money flow is still sitting in the green and the volume is doing one of these little reset periods. So even if we come down and we hit into this range down here at about the 0.000019 area, anywhere in this range is a good area to get in because Bonk has really just been in a consolidation mode here. Let me pull this over and let's check out the side by side, see how that's looking on a daily. Let me lock both of these in. Nope, cancel that. Don't fat finger stuff. Thank you. There we go. If we bring this in and we take a look at what's going on here, we're still green on the RSI on the daily, guys. This still has room to move. We got a bounce here on the daily Bollinger Bands in comparison to what we're seeing over here on the other chart. I think Bonk is at a good point right now to have an upside move. So if you're watching Bonk, keep an eye on that. Does Piper own a Wookiee or Bigfoot? No, I own a Havanese, and she's adorable. No Wookiees or Bigfoots. I do have a bull, though. By the way, guys, I also do have for you here a bear. And if we start to flip, I'll flip that around, and we'll get the. Nope, that is the wrong one. I have it on the wrong camera here. Hold on. If we do have to get back around to some bad data, I can always flip us back to the bear, and then we'll have the bear hang out with us. So that's what we have there today. OC was passing out memberships. Yes, he was. He was, absolutely. Buck, thanks for joining us today, dude. Did you have a good time? Do you have anything for the people on the way out?
Yeah, so long time ago, I had a mentor tell me never be the smartest guy in the room or you're wrong. I am definitely not the smartest guy in this little room. Good job, Buck.
Great. I try not to be, I try to surround myself with people smarter than me too. That's why I married the wife that I married. It always keeps me on my toes. OC, what do you got for the people on the way out? And if they haven't done so yet, you guys got to smash that like button. We'd appreciate it. Much love to you if you do. OC, what do you got for the people on the way out, bro?
Absolutely. So, guys, thanks so much for joining. I want to throw a little tipping here for martial law. He mentioned, okay, got it. React and not predict. Let me just add to a little bit more in here. I would say the right view would be, or at least my perspective, let's go like that, will be speculate, right? Speculate what could it do. So try to be one or two steps ahead in the market. Speculate for the bullish, speculate for the bearish. That way you have a plan. You're already kind of like guessing what the price could do. And then you can react knowing. Like, guys, you are in the military, you were in the military, you keep practicing. So whenever the case scenario is there, you already have built up that chip right in here, and you can react to the scenario, right? But you needed to prevent it first and made a plan for it, right? So I think martial law, that is the way to do it. So that's why we speculate ahead in the market, and we give you bullish and bearish scenario. So when you see it coming, you can react properly and on time. Other than that, click that like button and let's rock and roll, guys.
Awesome, guys. Thanks for joining us here today. If you guys don't know, we do have a big giveaway coming up here on Halloween. 3 different shows are going to be giving away $100 each. The Good Morning Crypto Show, all you got to do is join their live stream, drop in the chat where you predict Bitcoin price will be on the live stream that morning. The closest winner wins $100. The morning market report with myself and OC, we're going to be giving away $100 to anybody that joins the upper class subscription in our Discord. It gives you access to tons and tons and tons of trade calls and deep dives and portfolio and newsletters, all kinds of stuff over there, guys. It's about $150 value. One of the things in there is a subscription share. So there's some good reports in that. So join that, get the morning market report chance to win $100. And then Crypto Nightcap, it'll be on tonight at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with FD White and TradeFly. They're giving away $100 to anyone who signs up using our Blowfin link and deposits $100. Or sorry, $50. They're going to be giving away $100. Link to our Discord is down below. The link to our Blowfin is down below, guys, and we will be giving away $300. $300 on a Halloween day right here across all 3 shows. So make sure you join us there. Guys, thanks for joining us today for Trade Academy. I'll be back here tomorrow morning at 9:30 a.m. Don't forget to check out Nightcap tonight at 8:30 and then 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow morning. Check out the pre-market show. It is called Good Morning Crypto. I'll be back at 9:30 with OC Guy. Until then, trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss. Later, guys.